Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Friday. All right, guys, I don't know if you went over to Up and Adam channel 1 this morning. We did Hot Messy Topics and it was a damn good one, of course. But now we're back to talk about this Stassi drama and also Scheana, who is coming out and talking about why she supported Ali, but not so much Kristen Doty. So yes, we have a few things to discuss. We're absolutely going to dive into them, but there's been a lot this week. This has been a good week. I mean, it's been a bad week for some. I'm not going to lie. Like Teresa and Louis, it's not been a great week for them at all. No, it's not. Also for Erica with this whole trial thing, it's not been a good week for her at all. But other people, it's kind of good. So you get the good with the bad, and not everybody's going to have a good day. Let's just get into it. Smash the like button. Show some love. I'm going to play the first clip for you, starting here. Here we go. Thank you to the Bravo investigator.
Feel about Kristen continuously making jabs at you on podcasts? If I can assume, it's probably because she feels like I have shown up for Ali in a way that I never showed up for her. And here's the thing. I have grown so much since the early seasons of Vanderpump Rules. I have learned so much about addiction, about abuse cycles, about so many things that I was uneducated on over 10 years ago. I have shown up for Ali because I now know and understand so much more the ins and outs of her relationship. And I feel like for Kristen, it hurts that she sees me showing up for Ali in a way I didn't show up for her. But the way I see it is, aren't you proud of me for growing, for learning from my mistakes, for understanding how to be a better girlfriend, a better girl's girl? I mean, there's a reason Ali put me in her music video, Girl's Girl, because I am that. And with Kristen, that relationship, most of her relationships, all of them before Luke, were very toxic. And we're friends with both parties and we're getting both sides of the fights and every aspect of it. So it's hard when I'm hearing this from her, I'm hearing this from him. And eventually, it was just like, I don't want to be a part of this because it was very toxic. But now, James moved on with Raquel, he moved on with Ali. And these are two women who I felt very protective over. I felt like I needed to show up for them, maybe in ways that I didn't show up for Kristen. But the thing is, I've learned from my mistakes. I've grown and I'm trying to be the best version of myself and the best friend to my friends. So I would hope instead of making jabs at me on podcasts because I didn't show up 10 years ago, that you would instead just be proud of me for growing and showing up now. How do you feel about Kristen continue?
Okay. Well, I think that Kristen is probably going to be like, and again, you guys know, like Sheana Stan over here, right? Like, love Sheana, and Sheana got me my job at SIR. And I mean, I don't owe anybody anything. I'm not saying that, but she's always been super nice to me. It's like any other friendship, relationship, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is with this, what she's saying is, you should be proud of me. I think Kristen Doty is that person who's like, actually, no, I don't need to be proud of you for that, because you should have done that back then. This self-proclaimed girl's girl. That's why you were in the music video. I'm going based off of knowing Kristen and knowing how this like mind works and just operates. There for a long time, when Kristen was going through all of the shit with James, people sort of like treated her like a clown. Even with the whole Tom Sandoval. Yes, did she make mistakes? Yeah, she hooked up with Jax. Did he make mistakes? Yes, he made mistakes with Ariana. Like, did everybody make mistakes on that cast? 1,000,000%. That's what kept the show going. That is what gave the show 2 Emmy nominations. That is what made great TV. Nobody is arguing any of that. But the point is at the time, she didn't have support in that breakup. And now what Sheana is pretty much trying to deliver on her end is like, shouldn't you be proud of me that now I'm supporting Ali and other people because I didn't do it for you? And don't you understand that? And Kristen, again, I see Sheena's side. She's saying, I have personal growth here. But Kristen is probably like, you. Like, good for them. That's good. I don't care. Good. Don't care. Just go support your friends. And I also think that Kristen talking bad about Sheana, that's what they're saying. I think a lot of people don't know why James wasn't held accountable for so long. And I think that Kristen especially believes in her mind, and it's the truth. She believes that James Kennedy was very protected by the network, very protected by NBC and Bravo, and very protected by Lisa Vanderpump because it drove ratings. So he was able to do these things. He was able to allegedly have these abusive relationships. He was able to treat people a certain way and get away with it. He was rewarded for bad behavior. And she's like, this. And she was also a victim of it. So, of course, she is going to be in her feelings about it. Now, on top of that, I want to go over to Stassi because on Stassi Says, she was talking about the new show. You guys remember the docu-comedy series that was supposed to come out on Hulu? It was announced so long ago. I believe it was announced around the same time as Vanderpump Villa. I'm going to play some clips for you. Thank you to our ladies over at Vanderpump Rules Party Podcast. Love those girls. And I think that they have some pretty interesting hot takes on this. So let me just play the clips. Let's see what you guys have to say, and we'll go from there. And make sure you guys give Vanderpump Rules Party Podcast a follow. Let's get them to 100,000. Here we go.
Message to Hulu and Disney PR. They made the announcement. They were like,
kind of early on. I feel like it was like August 12th. Like it was pretty.
It wasn't at the end.
On.
It wasn't at the end. And so they announced Stassi Says. More on that another day.
Yeah.
And then they announced Vanderpump Villa. This was my message to Hulu and Disney PR. They made the announcement. They were like,
kind of early on. I feel like it was like
more on that another day. I agree with what they said. Is the Stassi Says show in limbo on hold? It sounds sus in the clip. When she said more on that another day, is it that things are delayed? I don't think that they would necessarily announce something that wasn't coming to fruition. So I guess the main question is, where is Stassi Says? Is there a delay? Are they working on something? Do they need more content? Is it not interesting enough? Is it not being greenlit by the board at NBC who's sitting around, or not NBC, but at Hulu, who's sitting around deciding what the future of Stassi's docu-comedy series is? What is the story? Honestly, she probably can't talk about that though because of contracts, and all of those contracts are so ironclad. Erica couldn't even talk about filming with Denise Richards for her Denise and the Wild Things show. So yeah, I wouldn't imagine that she would be able to talk about this. Now, moving on, we're going to go to the next one.
The past, how long has it been? We filmed Vanderpump Villa
in August.
Okay. We were there for a month and a half. So like we got to do a guest group for my birthday.
Ding, ding, ding. Birthday.
I think people could tell in the trailer that like I mildly dark passenger, which is,
brand.
It's a curious thing. Like,
would it be your birthday?
Well,
if there wasn't a meltdown.
But this is, I've been trying to think about this. Like, I haven't dark passengered in a really long time.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, why then? Why there? Why on TV? Like,
because probably cameras.
Why can't I control myself? And I think it's a mixture of a few things. First of all, yes, the fact that cameras are around, it's like everything's heightened. The stress level is just higher. It's overwhelming, and it causes your brain to like spiral a little bit and just like not function properly. But I also think there's something to the fact of like birthdays. There's so much added pressure for it to be fun, for everyone to be having a great time, for it to be like not a snooze fest. So then that's like, you add the pressure of cameras and the pressure of like, oh, it's your birthday and like and everyone needs to be having fun. And you're just like bound, and alcohol. Yeah. You're just like bound to spiral. So like, I'm going to defend the dark passenger.
Okay.
It's not like I broke any phones.
No.
The past, how long has it been? We filmed.
Well, I mean, she has a point. She didn't break any phones. All right, guys, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Are you team Kristen or Sheana on this one? And what is going on with Stassi's new show? Pop off in the comment section, smash that like button. Don't forget to follow us over here at Up and Adam channel 2, and we will see you so very soon. Love you guys.